so I can make sure there's sound and video on the stream. Waiting for it to start. Also put my links in the chat. I guess I can get started on that while I'm waiting for audio to show up. There we go. There's my audio showing up. Okay. So I'm going to start right on the hour, which is in 4 minutes. So you can just skip ahead to that. Something interesting might happen though. Meanwhile, I'm going to put my links in the chat. What is that? Free consultation assessment. https://calendly.com/coach Steve Money. And that appointment is through video conferencing, so that can happen anywhere in the world you are. What else? Oh, email, it's right up there as well. CoachSteveMoney@gmail.com. Donations right down there. PayPal.me/CoachSteveMoney. Oh yeah, that's right. I was supposed to develop shortcuts so that it would just fill these in for me. I did not do that yet. What else? Instagram. Add me on the ground. At Coach Steve Money. And that's it. Cool, cool, cool. All right, got 2 minutes. Let's see, what can I think about to talk about? Got my water. Always stay hydrated. Make sure I put do not disturb on my phone. I did. All right, less than 1 minute. Very exciting. Previously on Ramsey Coach with Coach Steve Money. I do have some upcoming streams. I'll be talking about those shortly. OH. Ohio State won today. Georgia finally beat a ranked opponent. So excellent on them. So perhaps they will be back at #1 in the rankings. Okay, so enough jibber jabber. Let's start. Live from Cabot, Arkansas, it's Ramsey Coach with Coach Steve Money. This is episode number 44. Thank you so much for joining. Let's see. Let me give plugs first. They're also in the chat and in the video description below. I am Coach Steve Money, and I am a certified Ramsey Solutions financial coach. Certified, and you can schedule a free financial coaching consultation assessment with me if you've got money problems or you just want to make sure you're on the right track. You can do that. Calendly.com/Coach Steve Money. That's CALENDLY.com/Coach Steve Money. That is a video conferencing appointment, so you can be anywhere in the world and still talk to me. Technology is excellent. Email me about coaching or anything else on my YouTube channel, Curse of Oak Island, starting up on Tuesday. I will be recapping that episode. No cap recaps I do of those. You can email me about that or anything else on the channel or anything else that's on your mind. CoachSteveMoney@gmail.com. Donations can go to paypal.me/CoachSteveMoney. You can add me on the gram at Coach Steve Money. Of course, this YouTube channel is youtube.com/Coach Steve Money. Upcoming live streams, we got this show, Ramsey Coach with Coach Steve Monies. That is most Saturdays, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, except November 11th, which will be Sunday, November 12th. And that's because the Buckeyes have a night game next weekend. Michigan State, I believe, the state up north state. But normally it's on Saturdays. But next weekend it'll be on Sunday. Also upcoming, the Ramsey Show After Show shows. There are 2 dates coming up that I have. November 16th and also Thanksgiving Day, November 23rd. That's 2 Thursdays in a row. I'll be doing the Ramsey Show After Show. And that's right after the Ramsey Show video ends. Approximately 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central. Obviously, the Thanksgiving Day Ramsey Show will be a rerun. But I will be in the chat all day for that. Or during the replay of the Ramsey Show, I'll be in the chat for that. So let's get going with the, actually we have a little bit of news here. Let me get out of the stream software and onto my page. Let's refresh it. What up, A9? Sorry I didn't look before. I know it's late over there in the UK. It's late. Time to go to bed. If you scroll down past the most recent videos, you'll see past live streams, which most of those will be Ramsey-esque stuff. The Ramsey Coach, which is this show, and the After Show, which are basically the same show, except I do a lot more like news stuff and singing on the After Show. Speaking of singings, I have my music playlist, and you can listen to my Ramsey adjacent songs that are in that playlist, and which includes the stylings of Lifestyle Creep, Instead Be a Widow, and the Baby Stepping song, which is uses the music from Dua Lipa's Levitating. I just inserted Baby Steppin' in there. You and me, we're baby stepping. So obviously would be better sung by a female. So if you're female or can sing, or if you're male and have a high voice and can sing, I would love to hear anybody else sing any of these songs. That would be excellent. So email me your recordings of those if you so desire. And tell me if it's okay to play them on a live stream, because I will. Jade Warshaw song, Detvat Warshaw and Warshaw 1, Detvat Warshaw and Warshaw 1. And I guess that's why we all watch Rachel Cruz, for good advice that she learned in her youth. And John Deloney. What is it? Ooh, he's got 2 PhDs, 2 more than me. Plus, he's got some other certs. John Deloney. And the original Baby Step song, excuse me. And that is, if you want to have financial peace, then you should do the baby steps. And that, of course, written by Ed Sheeran and vocal stylings by Justin Bieber. And so give those a listen if you're so inclined. And so enough plugs, let's get to the content. Market report. And as you can see, the star of the week was the small cap, Russell 2000 small cap index, as you can see, for the last 5 days. As you can see, that is the most up overall, I believe. Probably the NASDAQ, second best over the 5 days. Maybe about the same. Let's see, was that 5.12% altogether? There were some down days during the week. And this is, yeah, 6.80%. So a little bit better for the small cap index. Let's see what we got for futures. 1.26 for the NASDAQ futures. See how our people in Europe are doing. Mostly up. The market was mostly up the last trading day. There in Asia, everything up. Currencies, the euro and the, oh, maybe they don't track it during the weekend because all these are pushes. So unless it just happens to be that way at the moment, I'm gonna guess they don't track it during the weekend. Crypto, I guess everything is up. This doesn't stop being, as you can see, it just updated. This is updated 24/7. So again, for as far as Bitcoin, everybody's talking about it. You hear that on the TikTok and stuff. It's just, it doesn't have a long enough track record and it's too volatile. And sure, if you bought anywhere in here and then you sold there, great. Or if you bought down here and you sold there, great. But then since then, I mean, you can't, on just this, from the start of the year, you can't base anything on that it will go. Some people think it's going to go right up here again to be up to a new high, but it's not enough, again, not enough track record. So I know some people love it though, the crypto bros. We already did futures. What else can we talk about? Apple was down. Apple, I think 3 or 4 quarters consecutively of not hitting earnings, I believe. So that was down on Friday. All the rest of the most followed single stocks on the Google were up. All right, so I think we'll save anything else from that for the next after show. Did I have anything else? Nope, don't think so. So, giveaway on RamseySolutions.com. Giveaway for Christmas Crash, and they always have that in combination with the book sale. It had been $10 for years, but inflation finally caught up with Dave, as my pal Sid said, and it's up to $12 now. But every book, almost every book, I think, is on sale for $12. And if I had to guess, I would say that most of the $2 added on is for shipping, I would imagine. Why did I have, oh, I had this up. Normally I just go ahead and go to products. This is our products tab right here. And right there is the baby steps. And look, that did not cost me any money to do. A lot of people say, oh, well, we're trying to get out of debt and you want us to get out of debt, but you're going to charge us for your stuff. These are the steps right here. It's free. You can do this. I did not spend any money until I paid for the financial coach master training. Did not spend any money with Ramsey until then. And so you can certainly get out of debt and do all of this stuff without spending any money. All of the information you need is on the internet for free. Now, we're glad to help, obviously, if needed. But sometimes extra help does cost extra money. So what we do here is we go to reddit.com/r/Dave Ramsey, and this subreddit is run by fans, not by Ramsey Solutions. If you'd like a group that's run by Ramsey Solutions, that would be on Facebook. That would be as in the Ohio State University. It would be the Ramsey Baby Steps Community is the name of that one, and use those exact words. Otherwise, there are tons of Ramsey groups on Facebook, including last I saw 3 dating groups, in which most of the people in there were married though, and they were just hanging out, I guess. And so who knows what's going on. So we sort by new. Let's see, what pushes Bitcoin value up or down? Same as stocks. People buying it. The more people buy it, the more it goes up. So let's take a look. And the Bitcoin's just like anything else. Let's look at the max right there. So it was down here, right? More people bought it, more people bought it, more people bought it, more people bought it. And you can see this little, where it dips here, people started selling it, sell off. And that's what they say, when there's a sell off, then the price goes down. But then people buy it, and it goes up. People buy it, and then it goes up, and then it crashed. Seemingly, I mean, it's a kind of related to the stocks. I'll take a look at the S&P 500 index in relation to this date. What is that from? Good question, ain't I? Let's see. From November 5th to the bottom at in January. So November 5th to January 5th, basically. Okay, and so, but then here is just more people started buying it, and that's how it goes up. So let's go back to the S&P 500. So it's the same thing. What do we want? We want November to January of this year. So it's probably about right in here. October, November. Oh, one moment, maybe. 1 minute. Let me verify what year that was, because I did have this on max. Is that, 2021 is when that hit the high. Okay. And so you do have your pandy situation during that time. Okay, so let's go 5 years, and so 2021, so November of 2021. So as you can see, the market was up at a high as well. That was about the high. December 31st was the high for the previous high for the S&P 500 index. And then there was the sell-off, and then kept going down and down and down and down. And this was more like the recession, like pre-recession kind of thing. Right here is the pandy crash, as you can see, back there, but. So this is like the Great Recession, I guess, crash is what I don't know what they make up names for all of them. I don't remember exactly what they called this one. Might have been the Great Recession. But as you can see, it doesn't go down that much. So you see that previous high, and right there, instead of going way down here like the Bitcoin did. I mean, and who knows what's going to happen in the future, but it's just not long enough of a track record for the Bitcoin. Because as you can see, this got nowhere near, it didn't even go, the low here didn't even go near the previous high, the pre-pandy high. Or obviously this is during the start of the pandy, and then it said, whoop. Alrighty, so hopefully that explained it. I'm not a financial genius. So I hope that was good explaining, Anon. Maybe I'll clip that one out, and we'll see if any financial theorists or crypto bros have issue with it. We'll see. Alrighty. Because haters making you viral is the key to everything. Let's sort by new again. Hot. And then new. There we go. So, why does Dave Ramsey call men honey? It is a southern thing. And granted, Tennessee is not that southern, but it is a southern thing. And it's basically anybody that you are feeling sorry for at the moment, that kind of thing. You're going, oh, honey. You know, like somebody like deluded, that kind of thing. And so, you know, I mean, it can even come from a, you know, better place than you know, thinking that they really screwed up. It can come from a heartwarming place as well. And, you know, so, you know, and be more loving than the, but I think mostly the way when Dave does it is because men have done stupid stuff with money, or they are deluded about stuff, such as your crypto bros and such. So that would be why. All right, is this one of Dave's rules? Let's see. Mysterious Funny 431. One of his recent shows, he was talking about Halloween costumes and how people are now buying them for their pets. Yep. He said people shouldn't even be thinking about buying them until they have given away at least that much in charitable giving. Right. Well, the entire show is his opinion. All these steps are his opinion of the best thing to do. The whole thing is his opinion, and that's what he gives, and he's been doing that for 30 years on the radio, and it's a very successful radio program, and of course now it's a YouTube video as well. Could just be because he doesn't like Halloween. I don't think that's I don't think he's spoken out about Halloween before, but Ive can't recall. All right, well, it's I, not Ive. If Iv ever heard this before, assuming we just bundle costumes into his toys categories. Yeah, and you do way less of that if you're in step 2, and even step 3. Now, once you get in step 4, you can start to budget fund things. Don't go crazy. Make sure you address steps 4, 5, and 6, whichever apply to you. At that time, make sure you address that. But then after that, some extra money can go to fun stuff, absolutely. Vacations and such. And costumes, even for pets. Umblebee. Help, home buying on Ramsey principles, need advice. Well, if you live in a high cost of living area and you don't make a high cost of living income, sometimes even if you do make a high cost of living income, you need to save up a bunch of down payment in order to be able to buy within Dave Ramsey guidelines. Let's see, our entire and financial outlook is Ramsey style. Shoresy just finished up, speaking of out, finished up its second season, and the final, unfortunately, season of Letterkenny starts in December. Is Ramsey style? Sounds ish to me, but it's making it really hard to do what we want to do with our life and lifestyle. That's the whole thing. That's the whole point. What we want it, and we want it now. Yeah, great. It's your choice on how to do that and how much to restrain yourself. Because you shouldn't do that. So, I mean, banks will lend you way more than they should. So, they will be more than happy to do it, I assure you. Go talk to any of them. They will lend you as much money as they possibly can. and that's going to be way more than they should every single time. Okay, for instance, we're in a tiny 700 square foot apartment with a toddler and another baby on the way. That's plenty of room for a toddler and a baby on the way. We want space, yep. Area to plant a garden, all right. And a garage for my husband's tools. And okay, a lot of this is going to depend on what step you're on. If you're in an apartment now, you don't have a house, then you don't buy one until you are in step 3B. That means you have paid off all your debt except for a house, which you don't have yet because you're in an apartment. So you paid off all debt. You've saved 3 to 6 months of expenses in a fully funded emergency fund. And then where it's missing from here, missing baby steps video to forthcoming. I've teased it for about 6 months now. Haven't done it yet because I can't make good videos yet. Need to learn how. Step 0 includes a lot of things. First and foremost is where you decide that you're not going to interact with debt anymore, except for a residence, which is the only kind that Dave won't yell at you, with the caveat that he also won't yell at you if you borrow $10,000 to get out of your underwater car so that you no longer have a $20,000 loan. So in that case, that's also is something he would actually recommend instead of yelling at you about. So until you're right there, you do not do that because it won't be a blessing. If you move into a house and do not have a full emergency fund, first thing that goes wrong is going to bankrupt you if it goes significantly wrong. So let's see, to get what we want on the 15-year, 25% Ramsey mortgage principal, we'd be looking at a pretty rundown property or a higher down payment. A lot of people don't think about that as well. So you may have to save for a few years for a higher down payment. And then that will get you an acceptable mortgage. So it's up to you. Do you want it now, Veruca Salt? I want it and I want it now. That would require extensive updating and repairs, or another small house that we likely would only last in for another couple years. You don't buy a house that you're going to be in for a couple years. Whereas if we jump to a 30 with 30% of take home, we can get exactly what we're looking for. And the 30-year mortgage allows you to buy too much house. That's why Dave recommends the 15-year and the 25%. 25% is a guideline. If I'm not mistaken, the first printing, they may have changed it since then, but the first printing or a while ago, a printing of the Total Money Makeover said 25 to 35. And I think they quit doing that because then they changed it to saying 25 all the time now because everybody would just do 35, the maximum. And of course, if you say 35, then people will even do higher than 35. So 30 would be fine, but it still has to be on a 15-year. Let's see, we can get exactly where, but more of what we want. A house we could essentially live in forever. There's no forever house. If we needed to, Husband pretty much refuses to abandon Ramsey principle. Excellent. I mean, that's, you guys got to do a compromise on that. Even though I disagree in some instances, his refusal comes out of concern for our family's well-being. How dare he care about your family's well-being and not wanting to tank our finances? How dare he? How do you live with that every day? Being sarcastic. Let's see, so I've been offered so many credit cards recently. Yep, I'm not even tempted. Here people can't even get huge credit lines like in the States. It baffles me. I'm sure you don't sound like that. Yeah, the United States is all about debt, as a matter of fact. How much was it? I think, don't sue me if I'm wrong on this, but I believe I read that for the for this quarter, for this fiscal quarter, the United States was planning to borrow around $700 billion just to pay the interest on other loans that they have. So, I mean, you know, obviously, you know how that ends up. That ends up with eventually people they're gonna stop paying out Social Security, and Washington D.C. will burn to the ground. So, you know, that's just the way it goes. Let's see. Whereas, let's see if we did that part already. Okay, so yeah, so financial peace is important to both of us, but I don't believe with how well we've set ourselves up financially that we're really going to struggle much at all in either scenario above, even if he lost his job, even if it's too much house. It's too much house. I don't disagree that 15 mortgage is a better way to go. Well, so you know it. You just want more. You just want more. Any info about the mortgage rate, percent of take-home and home buying that might be helpful in our discussions? She wants some ammo against him is what she wants. Perspective that might help me or him be more content in taking the other side into more consideration. His would be that Dave Ramsey agreed with it. Millions of documented success stories to Dave's credit. Not credit score, but to his, you know, because of his financial advice. So I understand you want the whole thing, and you know, granted, you know, I mean, some men, sure, but not all. I mean, plant a garden, yeah. Needing the space for a toddler and a baby. How much space do you need for a toddler and a baby? So, and you also got to try to remember what you grew up in as well, and how long it took your parents to get that amount of space. So instead of everybody wants it now, just like Veruca Salt, that is that was a band, but it's a reference to Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, or before that, I can't remember. I can't remember what the original movie was. Goodness. Anyway, but I don't need to marry his advice as much as financial advice. Well, I mean, you kind of do, because, I mean, this is and this is on him as well. But you guys have to come to a compromise on that. So, you know, I mean, maybe 27. I wouldn't get more than a 15, but, you know, maybe 27.5, maybe even 28%. And that would be a compromise. So why not do that? But again, you didn't give us the information. Do you have steps 2 and 3 completed already? Did not give us that information. And I'm not going to sort through 26 comments to try to find it out. Okay, so I did click on this before, which is why it's light blue. Dave Ramsey ran against Georgia's retirement statement. Now, I did not hear this, and I didn't go back and listen to it, but it's apparently something about, I thought it was a 4% drawdown in retirement savings. And apparently, Dave might have missed that George was talking about retirement at 35, and so then you don't have as long as in the market, and then you don't have as much for retirement. He was talking about, I think, the fire got water all over my mustache area. Sorry. Okay. But yeah, so everybody in the chat was making a huger deal out of it. than it should have been, I think. And so, because people just love drama, but I don't think it's a problem. I'm sure if they had anything to clear up, they cleared it up that same day. And of course, George was on the show the next day. Let's see. Toronto, taking Dave's advice literally versus seriously. Well, that's a slippery slope there, because you don't literally have to eat beans and rice every meal. That just means eating cheaply. So not everything is literally the 15% over versus the 30% mortgage. That is literal. So let's see. Missed the big picture. What's Dave's advice trying to accomplish? What Dave has done to create a step-by-step detailed plan that you can literally follow regardless of your financial aptitude. Right. And no matter what step you're in, anything. No matter what cost of living area you're in, you could still follow it. It's like going to a trainer and getting a nutrition exercise plan. You can literally follow it with zero deviation. Always lose weight, blah, 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 blah. You can adjust things a bit to fit your financial and get the exact same outcomes. Personally, I'm on step 7 and doesn't follow his plan literally. People do it all the time. His way just has millions of documented success stories, though. What you did, what this person did, doesn't have millions of documented success stories. If we can believe this person, it worked for them, and great. So credit card used in certain circumstances, blah, 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 blah. So, and that is, the problem is that's a slippery slope. And that's, oh, I'm going to pay it off every month. Yep, that's what everybody thinks. And then all of a sudden, one month they can't pay it off. And then they say, well, I'll just live on it a little bit. I'll just do that, blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, emergency fund way more than 1K and so forth. Yeah, took them seriously, but not literally. Well, great. I'm glad you got through it. Not following it directly, being ish. That's great if you're on step 7 and you were ish, but that's not what's proven. What's proven is following it exactly. And again, the difference between literally versus seriously, the rice and beans, some of the things in there are not meant to be taken seriously. They are a metaphor. Rice and beans is a metaphor for eating cheaply. Are Dave Ramsey and Dale Walmsley going to good debt and MMF? What does MMF mean? I don't want to Google that. I do not want to Google that. I don't know what that means. Oh, managed mutual funds? Maybe. Radio host, I don't know. They seem to be butting heads on each other's shows as to good debt, bad debt argument. Well, Dave doesn't say any debt is good. He doesn't yell at you for the house debt. He doesn't yell at you at getting a smaller loan to get rid of a larger loan. He won't yell at you at that stuff, but there is no good debt. So I don't know what there's no debate, but I mean, are they on each other's shows? I don't remember seeing that person on the Ramsey show. So, I mean, maybe they talk about each other. I don't know. If they did, I missed it. I don't follow this Dell person, so the only Dell I know is Dell Shannon. That was the 60s. The run, the runaway. My little runaway. Bright pen. Just when I said I did earlier, I said there's no singing. No, there's a lot more on the Ramsey show, after show, as opposed to this show. I just sang a couple lines on this show. Bright pen 6769, CFP for 401k. Help, okay. Certified financial planner, okay. Hello, I'm new to Dave Ramsey and it's just started reading this forum. It's a subreddit, but it's kind of a forum. And got worried about my 401k contribution. Right now, I put everything in in a Roth and my company matches in a traditional, right? And that's what they have to do. So it's a Roth 401k and a match. They cannot put, legally, they can't put that match amount into the same Roth IRA, Roth 401k. They can't do that. They have to put it in a traditional. So that's legal. That's part of the 401k is the paragraph of the law that established that retirement plan. Okay, let's see. That's where the name comes from. I make a between $250 and $350 a year. Excellent. Bags. Only been making this kind of money for 2 years now. Great. Just turned 50 years old. Better late than never. Have any of you used a certified financial planner that you recommend? Does Dave Ramsey have people that he recommends that could help you with these type of decisions? Yes, there are Smart Investor Pros. Now, unfortunately, 100% of them do not give Ramsey's advice. Like all, meaning all, let me clarify, all 100% do not give Dave's advice. Some of them, they get the certification, they get vetted by the Ramsey team, and they must give all the right answers. And then they started getting recommendations. But then some of them start recommending whatever makes them the most money. So you do have to know, unfortunately, you do have to know enough to know that they aren't giving you Dave advice. Now, if they are giving you Dave advice, then like as far as specific investments, which Dave does not advise you on, he just gives you a general plan. But as far as specific mutual funds, that kind of thing, you would be able to tell if they do that, as Dave suggests. For example, if it's a retirement account and they advise index funds, that's not what Dave recommends. He recommends managed mutual funds for retirement. So he does have people. Unfortunately, the people that he would recommend you to, some of them stray off the path. They turn to the dark side, and they do not have the heart of a teacher, which is, that's right, Maddie Bags. What up, Maddie Bags? Hashtag mention. That's from the Baby Steppin' song as well, that part. What is it? Naming every dollar that's intention. What up, Maddie Bags? Hashtag mention. That's right. Good to see you, Maddie Bags. Just paid a decent portion of my debt. This from Quick Length 8043. Paid off my mom finally after a year and a half. It was $8,000 and it felt like a lifetime, but it's finally done. Yeah, don't do business or take loans or give loans to family or friends. Ever. Don't buy anything with anybody unless it's someone you're married to. Now I just have $4,000 on an auto loan and $14,000 in the student. Did you go to college? There's no S on it. Maybe that was maybe it's a phone typo. I do those myself on my phone. Loans and it's done. Okay, excellent. So you're going on the right track. My mom's taking me out to eat next weekend. I hope you don't have to pay her back for that too, to celebrate the victory. To sum it up, the baby steps work. At least it has been for me. They do work. Promise. Millions of documented success stories, including myself. And did not buy anything to make that happen. Boom, boom, boom. Maddie says if Maddie is gonna have almost $6,000 in his fully funded emergency fund, he says, and he says if he can do the plan, anyone can, and anyone can. You just have to follow it and not look for ways around it. Trying to get out of it. Davis said to that when somebody was trying to think of trying to run something by him about something else they were going to do, and he would say, you're trying to find ways to not do the stuff. That was an exact quote from him. And that's basically they try to do it without sacrificing, and sacrificing which means don't buy other stuff if you have debt. Put all your money on the debt. Necessities and debt payoff. Non-necessities are for after you paid the debt off and you have a full emergency fund. Looking for a video, A Bridge to Hell. All right. Looking for a video of a guy who made $1 million selling detergent. I don't know. I think it was on the TikTok. Of course it was. So, you do know that everything that's on the TikTok hasn't been vetted and isn't necessarily 100% true. You do know that, right? I know the kids think it's, the gospel and everything on there is true, and they are always on the TikTok watching it. Oh, goodness. Let's see. Maddie says, don't believe the TikTok. Yep. Steve, did you hear the guy yesterday that supposedly has 70K in Pokemon cards? No, I did not. No, unfortunately, because of my job, I can't hear most of the show. I can only hear a little bit of the beginning of it during my lunch hour. But no, I did not hear that. And if you value Pokemon stuff more than being out of debt, then you probably won't do it. You're right. Question about 401k. I have not worked all year. Well, how are you getting? Oh, he's not getting contribution. Okay, read the question first, and then you don't want to jump to conclusions. Starting a job on the 13th. I want to maximize how much my investments are, so I wanted to contribute X amount to reach 2,500. Can I delegate 100% of my paycheck to my 401k? Yeah, you can. You have savings you can live off of. I think you can do that up to the max of 22,500. You can do that. I don't think Dave would recommend that, though. Especially if you're young, you have more time in the market, so you don't have to have that limit immediately, or you don't have to have that in there so fast. So I think you can. I don't think you should. Because it's savings. You got savings on one hand, but then you want to do that. And so if you have any debt, obviously you need to pay that off first. Anyone else think Dave Ramsey is out of touch? A lot of people do, just because he doesn't want you to be poor and do broke people stuff and be in debt. People think he's out of touch. He seems awfully harsh on millennials. Absolutely not. He lives absolutely harsh on everybody that is doing stupid things, dumb butt stuff, as he says, financially. So it's not. So, certain groups just think he's picking on them. He says gives the same advice to everybody. You just aren't an exception because you're young and the economics of your little situations are magnitudes more difficult than he were. That's crap. That's crap. You think the interest rates are higher now than they were when he was selling real estate? That's false. So you're full of it. 984 comments, and it didn't get shut down. Wow. So, but yeah, this is quit being a whiny baby, millennial and Gen Z people. Quit being a whiny baby. He's harsh on anybody that is stupid and they are using the economics of your situation as justification station for doing dumb crap like being in debt and taking out more debt so you can have stuff now. So stupid. All right, so here trying not to buy a car. It's easy. You just don't go to the dealership. You just don't look for a car on the onlines. Husband and I are newly married and trying to buy a home. We buy cars and only cash. Excellent. Car 2014 that can commute 100 to 150 miles in one day. That's a lot. That's a lot of miles on a car. Often for my jobs is seeping oil. The mechanic thinks the engine has a boot. 6 months to a year left. Okay. Engine light comes on for low oil. Mechanic's band-aid was for me to go to Jiffy Lube for top-offs weekly. All right. I mean, that's not that expensive. I mean, well, for top-offs, I mean, you could top that off yourself. Adding oil isn't that hard. We don't want to take from the down payment of the house to buy me a car. Any advice on how to limp a car along, or just car advice, period? Yeah, you can do that and save the Jiffy Lube money by putting oil in yourself. And just run that thing into the ground. And if it dies, then buy a cheap car with whatever money you have, even if it's supposed to be down payment, and then you can build that down payment back up. The thing you wouldn't do, though, is buy a $10,000 car out of that. All right, Intuit, a closing personal finance app. Mint, Dave did talk about this past few days, Thursday and Friday. I think they discussed it. Shift users to Credit Karma. Yep. One fewer every dollar competitor. Yep. Every dollar is the Ramsey budget app. Credit Karma, of course, it pops up, I think, ads for their product, which is loans. So, obviously, Dave not a fan, and of course, he has his own app. Uh-oh. Oh. Anon says the Pokemon dude was crazy. Maddie thinks it's BS. The guy's wife is pregnant and isn't working because she's pregnant. Okay. One of my dad's coworkers' wife was a nurse for 40 years, saved every check and just lived off his check. That's Maddie. So type that. Anon says, it's like he's screaming for help, but holding the answer in his hands. He was crying into. Yeah. Maddie says, not going to argue with him because he is wealthy and knows what he is doing. Yeah. Yeah, well, people often call in to try to get Dave to agree that what they're doing is a good idea. And unless they're dumb or delusional, they already know that they shouldn't be doing that. So, you know, I mean, that's what I say. I mean, if I disagreed on stuff with Dave about doing stuff and I wanted to do something different and I decided to do something different, I would not call Dave Ramsey and ask him about doing it. So that's just illogical. Tell me. But as Spock said in Star Trek Episode 4, The Voyage Home, humans make illogical decisions. No, he didn't say that. No, he didn't say that. The marine biologist said that. Oh yeah, because he said because they were hunting the whales to extinction, and Spock said to hunt a species to extinction is illogical. And she said, whoever said the human race was logical. And he didn't say anything. He just went, yeah. He didn't have a comeback for that. Let's see. Because she's right. Human race, not logical. Baby step 2, Flair. Should I quit my teaching job to pursue my YouTube channel with 35K subscribers? No. No, you should do that in your spare time. Now, when and almost assuredly you're not making teaching job money from the YouTubes right now to be able to do that. If you have been consistently for a long time making teaching job money with the YouTube, then that's another story. So if you can do that and live on it, and you're reasonably sure, not just, oh, I finally made teaching job money last month. If you did that one time, no, you're not ready to stop. Too much for the thing. Da, 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 da. I'm making 1,000 from ad revenue, but I'm also making money random, right? For blah, 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 blah. Currently, 6-month sponsorship is paying me $2,000 a month, but that deal's up within the month. There could be a chance to work out an extension. Exactly. So about 10K saving, blah blah blah, about 3.5. Yeah. So yeah, you're not making enough yet. So keep at it. Definitely, 35K is great. I would love to have 35K. I would love to have it. I would love to have it just 1,000, just barely 1,000 would be awesome for me. I have 6 something subscribers right now. Oh, let's check. Why not? 646 subscribers. Thank you so much for all of you that have subscribed. 646. So I hope to get there one day. We'll see. So yeah. So you need to have that. You need to have teaching job type of income happening, regardless of whether you're unhappy and overwork. Behavior problem in the classroom. Sure, that's kids for you. Yeah, I'm burned out and you don't enjoy it? Sure, and YouTube is more fun. Absolutely. You don't think I would not do YouTube instead of doing just about anything else? Of course I would. But you have to have the income coming in on a continuous and reliable track record time period. So I'm not sure that made sense, but you get the gist. Boo, boo, boo. This is from Claren02 or Claren. Divorce debt. Sorry for this common knowledge. Just started refollowing Dave after my divorce. Okay. I'm on track to be debt free soon. Excellent. I have a student loan debt totaling 46K from graduate school when my ex-husband left me. Excuse me. He signed the decree stating he would pay the payments of $450 monthly for this debt. Yeah, he has a stable career and do think he will do it. Not a love, but obviously, but probably guilt. Okay, doesn't matter why. If he does it, then he won't get in trouble with the court. I'm worried to trust that though. My lawyer said if he does not pay, he will be court ordered to do so. And in my state, they can garnish wages, right? Should I go to baby step 3 or should I also assist in paying down this debt since it's in my name? It's also unfair, but that's life, right? I put him through school and worked my tail off so he could get through school and get his dream job. And once he does, poof, gone. What I would do is contact your lawyer again. Or establish through the court if it's dependent on being payments, or is he just paying $450 a month until it equals the amount to pay off the debt and you can pay it off early? So figure that out first. Beyond that, I think Dave would have you pay that off first before you ignore it. Because that is still in your name, and so, I mean, he could stop paying it, and yeah, they could garnish his wages, but all that does take time. That it's not an immediate thing that pops. Like if he doesn't make one payment, and then that goes on you, and that depending on the loan, that could trigger more fees and higher interest, that kind of thing. So Dave, I think we tell you to pay that bad boy off ASAP. But definitely find out what the actual situation is. Dr. Deloney is my hero. There goes my hero. Dr. Deloney gave me an answer that blew my expectation out of the water. He's my hero. He's pretty cool. He's pretty cool and has previously sung. Oh, he has 2 PhDs, 2 more than me. Plus, he's got some other certs. John Deloney. He was so cool, I had to write a song about him. Well, just copyright infringement, a song about him. Zeratol277. Does my friend get a pass on baby step 3? Nobody gets a pass ever. Nobody gets a pass ever. You do the steps. If you have some kind of emergency or crazy life drama or something like that, you pause the baby steps. You do not change the order. You don't get a pass. Let's see. When you retire from the military, you get to keep your paycheck for life. Guarantee. So does he still need to have all that cash saved if he's guaranteed a check every month? Yes, because he may have something that comes up that will take more than one check amount. He works a desk job now, so it's like having 2 incomes. Is that it? Thanks for all the answers. They make sense. SENCIE, not SINZ. No matter how high the income, always have some level of liquidity. That's right. Your emergency fund, full emergency fund has to be, starter emergency fund 2 has to be completely 100% liquid, like liquid hot magma. And so you can have that in a high yield savings account, but read the fine print on that before you get enamored with the percentage rate on that. Make sure you have immediate access to it, which means debit card or check writing privileges on that. No 1 to 3 day transfers, because guess what? Emergencies don't have a 1 to 3 day pause button. They don't come with those. It'd be great if they did. They don't. Boom, boom, boom. All right, from Philosopher Flimsy. What time is it? Oh, coming up an hour. See, the time just goes. See, I could do this for definitely 3 hours a day. Not even any commercial time. I don't even have any commercial time either, except the plugs I do at the beginning and end. Private school. Yep, that's contentious subject, because parents want to, especially these days in the world of coddled millennials and Gen Z, they think their kid can handle regular school. Or just too dangerous or something like that. Daughter will be in kindergarten this next year. I'm a single mother making $82K a year. I have no debts and live in California. $82K in California is probably like 40 or 50K in America. The coasts aren't really America. With a mortgage of $1,500. The elementary school in my district is poor. I'm trying to figure out if private school is the route to go. Is private school worth the cost? No, it's not. Kids get through poor elementary schools all the time. So that's that. So, but that's a lot of money. I mean, if you made 82 in, let's pick on Ohio, in the Midwest, if you made 82, that might be a different story. But living in California, I mean, it also depends on what the private school costs. So, I mean, if it's quote unquote reasonable, that's another thing. But just in general, the public school is there for a reason, and it's free. So do that. Let's see. Underground, Brothers Rick and Marty Lagina continue their relentless dig efforts to solve the 228-year-old treasure mystery on the Curse of Oak Island. All new season of the Curse of Oak Island, part of History Takes and Dives, returns Tuesday, November 7th at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. That's correct. That was an ad, though. Most dedicated one, Google listening to me, paying attention. Of course, they own YouTube, so they know I like Oak Island. Most dedicated one, car rental. Having trouble finding a car rental place that accepts a debit card. They exist. They only want a credit card. Is this new? More and more are wanting credit cards. Dollar Rent-A-Car changed to that. That's why they aren't a sponsor of the Ramsey show anymore. My car needs to be repaired unexpectedly, and I do not have any transportation until it's fixed, but I need to get to work. State up north resident, sorry about that. The highest car insurance in the land of America. So sorry about that, but there's some still that exist. Just gotta look for them. So, you know, I mean, and if the average person probably check 2 places and then say having trouble finding a car rental place. You check 2. So unless you checked all of them, keep checking. T-Pulley. Should we invest in Roth 401k regardless of the income? Baby step 4 now. I have a new contract job which lets, no apostrophe there, needed, me make over 200k, but it's not permanent. Contract will be during which I get yearly increments. During this time, do I invest in Roth IRA? Should I do traditional? And when my contract ends or my income is reduced, do I do Roth 401k? What is the, I don't know what the limit is. Let's see. Roth 401k income limit. Boom, 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 boom. Where's that? There's no income limit for a Roth 401k. How about that? There's the answer to that. I mean, is that what the purpose was? Or he's just thinking because of the amount that changes whether he should be pre-tax or post-tax, that kind of thing. Yeah, he might be trying to save the tax because Roth, it is taxed before it goes in there. But the idea is it's better to pay tax on it now because your contribution amount, your total contribution amount will be way less, especially if you are young. It doesn't say how old the person is, but the more time you have in the market, the less sense it makes to have to pay taxes on all that. Growth. ARB. OHK. Student loan help. Don't take them out. You're welcome. Let's see. Hi, recently found Dave Ramsey and been hooked. Excellent. Reel you in. With student loans kicking back in, let's kick it. Doom, 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 dig it, doom, doom. With student loans kicking back in, I'm trying to figure out the best way to tackle them. You pay them off. 26 and make about 55k a year. I have a mortgage and no car payment or credit card debt. Excellent. Student loans are 22k. Broken down in 11 loans, most okay. You pay them from smallest to largest. Doesn't matter what the interest is. Majority of them being around 1,500 to 2,000. Great. Knock the first one out as soon as you can. I have about 17k in the bank. Okay, so if you have been hooked on Dave Ramsey, he recommends you only have $1,000 of savings until you have all that debt paid off, including student loans, including even you. No exceptions. But I want to put a large amount of money toward it. Let's see, 17K with monthly bills to be around. Yeah, so yeah. Towards the loans, you could almost pay them off. You would only have 7,000 left. Well, we do 16, so you'd have 6,000 left. You could knock that out in no time. Should I be tackling this by paying the smallest loans first? Yes. And let's say get rid of 5 or 6 of them? Yes. Or should I be paying off the 5 and 4,500? Thank you for the help, and sorry if I left out anything. Yep, smallest to largest, always. Because that, and the reason is, that's not mathematically correct, that is behaviorally correct. Because you will be more motivated because you have less. Like you have fewer different debts, and so, and you can say, I paid you off, and you off, and you off, in my best Oprah impression. You can say all that, and you get more motivated by that, rather than paying off the, like in one fell swoop, where you pay off like 1 or 2 loans, and you still have 9 more. That is less motivating for the average human, and that's who the advice is for. And even if you are a special individual, even though this is designed for the average human, it's designed for everybody, because even people that would not have a problem ever with paying off a credit card every month, not having one will still work for them as well, I assure you. Sis time, they just don't want it. They just want to think they're special, or they want to do it their own way, which is fine. It's their money. Nobody's making you. But then why post on the Ramsey thread? Why call the show? You know the deal. Anyone else ever feel judged for living under their means? By the time I started the baby steps, I was in my 30s already. And so that's getting up there. And for me, at least, the older I got, the less I gave a crap what anybody else thought. Obviously, if your friends and family, people that you love, you care what they think about you, and such. And, you may even want to hear their opinions about stuff, or want them to tell you if you're acting out of line, and maybe they can, tell you about that kind of thing. But just in general, somebody, even family, saying, judging me for living under my income, that's stupid. They're stupid. And it does seem to, that at least in my case, I won't speak for everybody, in my case, the older I get, the less crap I give about what anybody thinks about anything I choose to do. Husband and I late 30s, so yeah, right in there. So that's the same, both 38. Okay, yeah, I was a little bit earlier, I think around mid 30s maybe. I'd have to do the math. Don't make me do math on that. 20, let's see. My son is almost 20, so yeah, right about in the mid 30s, like right around 35 or so. How about that? And I've been accused of having dementia before. Hashtag dementia. No dementia here, Sid. We have one child, a baby boy, and live in a modest, older, 1,500 square foot house here in the Midwest in America. Our salary is pretty good at $170K combined. Right, that wouldn't cut it in the California. And we have a boot, $500K saving our retirement accounts, putting 15% each away. Excellent. Also, which was addressed in Friday's Ramsey Show chat. 15% of husbands plus 15% of wives does not equal 30% of household income. 15% times 15% equals 15%, or plus 15, not times. plus 15% of husbands plus 15% of wives equals 15% of household. So a lot of people think, oh, that's 30. That's too much. Nope. The house has a 15-year, 2.4 interest rate on it. Great. That's great. What's wrong with that? If you're happy, that's all that matters. If you're happy with it. I mean, it sounds like maybe even you could move up in house if you wanted to, but if you don't want to, it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. Deserve the bigger, newer house too. Oh. Oh, when we have people over for the first time, you have a cute house type comments. Oh, this does kind of rub us the wrong way. Often we feel like we deserve the bigger, newer house too. What I mean, so it changed. So you do care what they think, and it is affecting what you think. So if you want a bigger house, you can have one. Definitely, you still have to live with under your means, but you seem like you're in decent shape. I don't know the full financial picture, but it's possible you could do that, sell that house, and move up into one. But staying in our older, cheaper home right now, as we like the flexibility. Right. So you're choosing to do that. It's a choice. It's not you're stuck there. You're choosing to do it. Daycare takes up $1K a month. Yep. Daycare do take a bite, don't she? With our current home, we have a good amount of breathing room with our finances. Don't want to give that up. Right. You're choosing to do that then. So great. So let that outweigh the time where you think you deserve the bigger, newer house too. Unless you mean here that you feel like that's what they're saying. They're saying you guys deserve the bigger, newer house too, or you guys should do that. So 657 comments. People got opinions, dog. Financial Peace University, Silver Cloud _. Financial Peace University. Oh, this is the main reason that Dave's stuff isn't available in other countries is because they take issue with it being called Financial Peace University. So even though it teaches stuff that is more important than a lot of stuff taught in universities. So yeah. Fortunately, it is in a little bit over 40% of American high schools. So that is good. Also some middle schools as well. Hi, has anyone bought the kit and done this? Is it worth it? I see some kits on sale on eBay and considering purchasing there. I have absolutely no financial sense or background, so I'm just looking to get started. Thanks. So, yeah, I mean, that can help you, especially if you have no financial sense. But again, I never did FPU. I didn't take FPU until after I completed was it Financial Coach Master Training is what it's called. And after that, I did lead 2 FPU classes. And so the first time I took the class was the first time I ever did it. So coordinating the class is the cheapest way to take it as well. So, and you don't have to be like that far ahead in the baby steps. You can be in baby step 2. You just have to be able to show your class or tell your class and, be honest about it, that you are on it and making progress. Let's see. Phantom X. 1 down, 2 to go. Another town, 1 more show. That is the band. Yes. What is that song? Goodbye now, leave it. Yeah. Just paid off my smallest debt, personal loan today. Excellent. And am now tackling my recreational vehicle loan. 5.2 remaining. K remaining. My goal is to be debt free in 2.5 to 3 years. That's a long time. What else? Oh, they got vehicle 25K. Okay. After RV, then the 25. So it's 30K. Doesn't say how much they're making. Anyone else pay off around 30K of debt off in 2.5 to 3.5 years? Yes. My ex-wife and I paid $72,000 off in a little over 3 years. So yes. Granted, it was two of us, but that was twice that amount of money, though. So what was your range of income during that time? Oh, I don't remember. I'll take a look to see if I have. I'll report on that. I'll see if we have. If I have those spreadsheets from back then, so I can report on that. So currently making 58K. So that would mean you have to not 3 years. So that's roughly 10 a year. So that means you live on 48. How about you live on 38 instead? So cut some crap out of your budget and do it faster. Always do it faster. Make it happen. Ramsey board member Susan Sims apparently got fired today. I don't know. I don't keep track of every single personnel issue at Ramsey Solutions, so I don't know. Never heard of that person. No idea. No idea. People looking for haters, looking for news, or drama. People looking for drama. Florida Flaps Money and Marriage Getaway. I went to the Money and Marriage Getaway this year, and it was the best experience for me personally and our marriage. I saw it's on sale for next year. I totally recommend it. Okay, great. That was a John Deloney and Rachel Cruz event. Has been for many years. I think other people were involved in it this year as well. So it can be very good for you. Not necessarily recommended if you're on baby step 2, but if that's what you need to get on the same page and get cracking on baby step 2, then perhaps it's worth it. So that's up for you to decide. But Davidson's saying buy his stuff instead of pay off debt. He's not saying that ever. He's never said that. IC Tip 1696. Baby step 4 retirement accounts. That's what it is. Maddie and A9 went to sleep, I guess. Or they're not talking anymore. I think they like the video though. Thank you so much for that. Baby step 4 flare right there, which is when you address retirement. Baby step 4, invest 15% of your household income into retirement. And that's a max of 15% because you have to have a percentage of your income left to address baby steps 5 and 6 as well, which is save for kids' college if that applies, and pay off your home early if that applies. Otherwise, if you're investing 15% and neither one of those two apply, you don't have any kids, or you are planning on renting for the rest of your life, congratulations, you're in baby step 7. Oh, I didn't read it. Have an employee 401k that I invest the company match in, okay? And I have employee Roth 401k that I invest an additional percentage in. Should I also have an IRA or other type of retirement account? Okay, so this is the same situation before. So they're putting, I guess, the max, I'm assuming, into the Roth 401k. And again, by law, companies can't put a match into a Roth 401k, so they put that in a traditional IRA, a traditional 401k, excuse me. So that's how that works. You can have a Roth IRA as well, but you would only need that if you are maxing out the Roth 401k. So, which is currently $22,500, and it's going up for next year. So only if you maxed out. Otherwise, there's no difference between the Roth 401k and the Roth IRA. It's free, tax-free growth is what it is. So either way. So you can have both a Roth IRA and a Roth 401k, but you only need the Roth IRA if you've already maxed out your Roth 401k. The fascist deist. How to most efficiently pay this down. It's going to be smallest to largest. And the reason for that is not efficiency. It is behaviorally. And that is to give you small wins more quickly. And that way you get more motivated. Since student loans started up again. K now. All right. K now. I have just about $8,000 left to pay. Excellent. Qualify for immigrant recruitment, which means I only have to pay $25 a month. Don't do that. My car is at the point where I'm seeing how many times it will pass inspection before I have to get another one, which honestly, I'm pretty sure I can get another year out of it at least. Okay. Currently I have $10,000 in savings. You're doing it wrong. It doesn't say step 1, save $1,000 for your start emergency fund and then save a little bit more instead of pay off debt. It doesn't say that right there. $1,000 only, then pay off debt. So you're doing it wrong, sir or madam. $2,000 saving. Think about throwing it at said new car. A used car, new car for you, when you finally have to get one. Especially since just under $42,000 a year. Pay off the debt with that. That's all you have to pay off, and then you can start saving for a new car. Yeah. But I could also just lay off the rest of my pay off the rest of the student loans, and then ideally, if I budget properly, I can be back in my $10,000 savings in 2 years. Right. And you don't have to get a $10,000 car. You can get a cheaper car than that. Yes. So the most efficient way is to just pay it off today, like Dave says. What time is it? Oh, we're coming up on an hour and a half run time. Maddie does a Roth 403B. He thinks the maximum for that is $26,000, but it could be wrong. I don't know. Let's take a look. Oops. Roth 403B. Max contribution 2023. 22.5. Yeah, it's the same as the 401k. It may be going up though. It's going up next year. Let's see what it's going up to next year. 2024 will be $23,000. So it's going up $500 for the next year. Oh, this from Honeydew. Welcome to Honeydew, y'all. That's comedian Ryan Sickler. Nickname Sickle Cell. Ryan Sickler, the Honeydew Podcast. Highly recommend. I earn $52,000 a year and have about $25,000 in credit card debt. Okay. New listener to Dave Ramsey. Working on Dead Snowball. Just paid off my first credit card. Yay. You see? That gives you motivation. Can you give me some hope and encouragement? It does work. It works. You can reach your goals by doing the baby steps. I'm living proof. I'm currently living at home rent-free, trying to pay off the debt before saving for a house. I'm a single mom. Anyone else been in a similar situation? A lot of that. A lot of people choose to live. You're not living at home. I mean, I guess it's home if you've never lived anywhere else. But if you're an adult, you're living at your parents' house. It's not home, technically. But I guess if you've never lived anywhere else, it is. A lot of people do that. Dave likes adults to live on their own, though. But people, you can do whatever you want. You do not have to follow Dave's advice. It's your money and your life. But yeah, I mean, you paid off that one. Guess what? That means you can pay off the next one as well. Honeydew again. Honeydew, y'all. 401k close out. Withdrawal after divorce. My ex-husband, according to divorce, owes me half of what was put in the retirement plan. He has no idea how to go about closing it. Does anyone have any experience or insight on how to dissolve these assets after a divorce? Yeah, he just cashes out. But he doesn't have to cash out the whole thing. He could cash out just half of it. Now, granted, if it's a 401k, he will have to pay taxes on the capital gains. But if he only takes out the half that he owes you, then he only has to pay taxes on half of it. And so he doesn't have to close it at all. 99 comments there. Hopefully somebody took care of that. Ex-husband, assuming that's a female that's asking about that. Midwest. It's the Midwest episode. Lots of Midwest talk today. Mostly for me, but right here as well. Wells Fargo is a financial institution. I wanted to see about a balance transfer, trying to get a 24.99 rate and do something lower and one payment to manage. So basically consolidation. They offered me 30% of what I asked for. Yeah, I declined. A month later, they pop on my credit report. And now my previous card shows a credit because that next day after they didn't meet my needs, I took out a personal loan to put it all in one payment. But then Wells Fargo random balance transfer showed up 3 to 4 weeks later. Wells Fargo is investigating this, but I'm not holding my breath. Yeah, you should hold your breath and make them be their worst nightmare until they fix it. Yeah. I thought a national bank would be easy to deal with and give the 12-month zero. Yeah, not really. But anyway, as far as this thing here that he did to make it easier and all one payment, you're just moving the debt around instead of paying it off. Granted, if you got a 0% for 12 months, mathematically that is better than a 25% for 12 months. But Dave doesn't recommend that because you get fooled in thinking you've done something by just moving the debt around instead of paying it off. Boom, boom, boom. Defiant_person. Why don't you close a credit card once you pay them off? You do if you are going to follow Dave Ramsey's advice. I paid off one of our, however, I looked and they are charging me a $6 monthly fee. Yes, you close it. Info, it's in my name. It credits basically, right, it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter, so close it. Yes, you definitely close it. Close it, get it up. Never do business with that bank again. Professional clue. Well, I mean, you got to keep your money in some bank, probably. Or a credit union. Dave recommends credit unions for that. Professional clue 569. Baby step 2 flare. Which would you pay off first? The smallest debt. Solar. Line of credit. 130K. The solar. It's smallest to largest. Extra 20K. Where should I put it? To the solar, and then you'll only have 9K left on it. Line of credit drives me crazy. Yep, shouldn't have taken that out. That was dumb butt stuff. But now you know that, and hopefully you won't do that again. But the best way to do that, the best proven way to do that, is pay off all debt except the house using the debt snowball, and that is smallest amount to largest amount. Impressive turn, 3622. What would Dave do flare? Should I let my truck go or keep it after chapter 7? Beginning the planning for chapter 7 bankruptcy. I'm deciding if I should keep my truck loan or let it go poof at current income. 60K, plus 5 to 10. If I make overtime for tax, the work isn't on foot melter, so not taking an extra job. It's brutal. You could take an extra job where you sit down. There are jobs where you sit down. Current debt, 22K, car. 22K car is too much to have if you have to declare bankruptcy at all. The 28K truck, that, oh gosh. You need to sell both of them. You need to sell that land too, dog. I'm surprised they're letting you keep any of that. Oh, well, Chapter 7 is reorganizing. I think I get those mixed up. I don't deal with them enough. Let's find out, shall we? And then that way we'll know whoops. Dev between Chapter 7 and 11. I think 11, oh gosh, I can't remember. I think 7, get rid of it. 7 is liquidation that doesn't require a repayment plan, right? And 11 requires the reorganization. Oh, for businesses that allow them. I got you. Okay. Yeah, so you wouldn't have to, but does require you to sell some assets to pay creditors, right? So you're going to have to sell all that, dog. Fragrant _ community in my 50s with Fidelity 401k. Okay, Fidelity is a fine company. I use them as well. Do not sue me if you decide to use Fidelity and then your portfolio goes down. It's not my fault. Or if Fidelity goes out of business, it's not my fault. Should I stick to Dave's recommended fund for my 401k? I noticed Dave does not pick bonds as part of 401k. That's right, he doesn't, because they're stupid. They don't make any money. So if you're older, you do not have to stick with the fund, the 25% in each. You can be more aggressive. He is fine with that. So I'm doing that as well. I'm going more large cap because that's what's making the most money. For example, the NASDAQ, out of the last 5 years, the NASDAQ has beaten the S&P 500, 4 of them. The S&P 500 won 2 years ago. The NASDAQ is probably going to win this year. Again, so that's 4 out of 5 years, and so that'd be some of your large cap. And so I am more large cap because I am old like this person. You crazy kids with 30 years in the market. So envious of you. You just have to start the baby steps before age 35. That's all. Tasty Agent 5992. Student debt. Need best advice for paying off student debt. 32 mil with job. It pays 155k. 500k investments already. Great. But you should stop investing while you pay off that 85k. Looking for a structured approach. I don't know what that means. This is a structure right here. If you wanted a structure, this is a structure that has millions of documented success stories. Looking for aggressive repayment strategy. Well, that's just great. Something no, I'm looking to get married in 1.5 years. Doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Your priority, you can get married for very cheap. That doesn't have to be costs with that. You can have a party and you can go on a late honeymoon or a delayed honeymoon later after you take care of your crap. You wouldn't take anything out of the retirements. Now, it's 401k plus Roth plus IRA. So I don't know why you would need all 3 of these. 155k is not enough to, so that confuses me. So I don't know why you need all 3 of these. unless he put a plus there on accident, as the kids say incorrectly, and some adults. Maybe it's just supposed to be Roth IRA like that, because you wouldn't need all three. Now, if he means maybe, he means a brokerage account, a non-retirement investing account, maybe. So if you have any non-retirement investing, you can liquidate that to help pay off the student loans, and you can also live under less than you make. And as I said, stop contributing momentarily, just for a little while, until the student debt is gone, and that is aggressive. You're looking for aggressive. I don't know how aggressive you want it to be. So be careful when you say you want aggressive, because that's aggressive. Liquidating anything in not a retirement account, and also not investing while you still have that student debt. And any savings. You don't say if you have any. Let's see. Nope, that's it. So no savings. Oh, let's see. 23 comments. I'm curious. Let's see if there's savings. MBA for 155. Okay, great. Petticoat Junction, given the grammar thing. There are tons of jobs. 500. Chess 2 company match. Just do company match instead of pausing all investments, which would be the Ramsey advice. Trying to see though what chick comes in, everything but 2K goes to the student loan. That's pretty good, King Jades. Baby Step 7 Flare. Awesome. You get the winning sound for that. I queued it up. I got to use it at least once. All right, that's cool. We'll listen to that while I start working a week. I'm making my full pay. With interest rates on some of the loans at 6 or 7, that makes sense to me. So he's doing the investing versus the loan, the smaller loan thing, because investing should be at least 10%. And the loans are less than that, so he's doing debt leverage, basically. And you have debt to use the money for something else as debt leverage. So he's doing it wrong. All right, so he said he wanted to be aggressive. Exactly what I said, an aggressive and structured approach. Try Dave Ramsey's baby steps. Budget, yeah, budget too. You do need a budget. You need a budget always, King Jades. I'm surprised you got to baby step 7 without knowing that. You need a budget all the time. You have to know where your money's going. Or guess what? It'll get away from you. I mean, even if you have millions of dollars, it can get away from you. What time is it? We're at an hour 40. Do I want to do 2 hours again? I might. We'll see how this one goes. Sneaky Tiger to Lily, baby step 2 Flare, 3 cards down, 1 to go. It really does great things. Mentally, paying 1 card completely off, even if it is the smallest. Keep pushing, fellow baby step 2ers. We got this. Absolutely. Absolutely. And yeah, since I queued it up, I have $118,000 in credit card debt. But my journey begins today. All right, so there you get the melody of both of them. A little collab between the Price is Right losing and winning sound there. Today I woke up with determination. Excellent. I can make my payments barely. Okay. 2 months ago, my wife birthed our 3rd child. She quit working, so we don't have to pay for daycare for 3 kids, which would ironically be much more than she made per month. Yeah, and that's why you do that. So it's much cheaper if she stays home with them, right? With lots of income, we are barely able to make all of the credit card payments. Credit cards were all at 30% plus utilization. Not a problem. It is. Here's where the fun started. Credit alert, opening second domino fallen Citibank. Have core credit card. Pulled the rug out from under me at my lowest. They dropped my credit limit on every single card where I was once at 30% utilization. Now I'm at, well, I mean, none of that matters. It wouldn't have mattered if you didn't have that debt. So, yeah. So if the banks are going to play hardball, then I'll pay. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the banks are not in it to help you out. They are in it to make money off of you. This is the first step in staircase of many. My credit will all be gone. Yep, doesn't matter though, fortunately. Fortunately, you're gonna hopefully follow the advice of a guy that doesn't give one rip about your credit score or his. This is my promise to God, myself, and my family. Great, to be debt-free. My own bank, meaning full emergency fund. Yep. Hunkered down and set up my entire budget. Excellent. Speaking of bankruptcy attorney. Yeah, that might be too much to do that. Yeah. I wouldn't think about doing that yet. Dave fought for 3 years, and see, you're just starting to fight now. Dave fought for 3 years before he declared bankruptcy. And he owed millions, and he paid off all but something like 30,000 or something like that, and they were gonna come start taking his stuff the next day, and so that's when he declared bankruptcy. I declare bankruptcy. That's not how you do it, by the way. Shout out to the office there. Young millionaire, 27, what to do? I have 16K in student loans, then I doubt you're a millionaire. Hopefully you will be one, though. 14K in car loan, $1,000 credit card, 5 in collections. I have 4,000 got for car. What should I do first? Of course, tackle the debt, yes. I'm afraid of not being able to save money for a home down payment. Yeah, you don't do that. See, fortunately for you, Dave has already figured this out. First, you save $1,000 for your start emergency fund. That's the only savings you have. You do not. Why did that come back up? That's weird. $1,000 for starting emergency fund. And then you pay off all debt except the house using the debt snowball. You don't save up more than that. You don't save up a down payment until baby step 3B, which is after you have your full emergency fund, so you're doing it wrong. It would take me almost a year to save and afford a home where I currently reside. Any advice would be helpful. Yeah, you pay your debt off first and have a full emergency fund. You're not going to move into a house anyway until you have a full emergency fund. And your emergency fund does not get used as part of the down payment. All right, it's only 16 minutes to go to make it 2 hours. Why not, right? Silver State Rusty, what would Dave do? Flare, what to do with my car? Hey everyone, I'm 25, male, work a job making $67.5 a year pre-tax, pay $800 a month in rent, and recently paid off a boot, $10K in accumulated debt. Great. I'll pay off all my debt except my car next month. Bought the car last December and owe $20K. Beep, 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 beep. Payments are $395 a month. Shopped around selling it private party and have been offered $18K for it. Take it. I decided not to sell as I need a reliable car to get me to work. So does everybody else. So do I. I bought a 1750 car and it needed $250 worth of work. So I bought $2,000 worth of car. And it has lasted me 3 years so far. And I'm currently planning on driving it until I reach the break-even point on selling it and paying back the loan. Is this a good plan? Nope. Should you sell it at all? Yep. If so, what's my timeline? Immediately. What would Dave say? So even if you have to get like a 5K loan to replace that 20K loan. You sell it for the 18K and you get the 5. Make sure you're not selling it private party, okay? For private party, yep. That's how you get the most money. If you involve a dealer either in selling or buying, the dealer's going to get their chunk of money that you don't need to give them if you sell and buy private. 20K, so an 18, so that's 2K difference there, and then add 3K to that, and then that would be a 5K loan. And Dave would be all for you getting a 5K loan to replace your 20K, which gets rid of your car loan, and gets you a $3,000 car. I need a reliable one. You don't need a 20K car to be reliable. Getting married, doesn't matter. Rotational management training, doesn't matter. Within the year, I will make, you don't know. You could get fired, you don't know. So none of that matters. What matters is right now, your income right now, and what you should do. And that's to follow the baby steps, and that's to get out of that dumb car loan. And so then that would have you debt free. So you wouldn't have any debt after you did that, except the 5K, and you just pay that off as quickly as possible. That would be your last debt. Excellent. I'm glad I figured that out for you, with Dave's help, of course. Slowpoke Sloth 69. What do I do with $5,000? Okay. So this is a question that gets asked often. I just inherited, I just got a chunk of money somehow. I got this. So the answer is to apply it to whatever baby step you're on. So it's easy. If you're in step 3, you apply it to your fully funded emergency fund. If you're in step 4, 5, and 6, if you're already doing 15%, if you're already addressing kids' college, then you would put that chunk of money on your house. So it just depends on what baby step you are in. Parents selling a home graciously decided to give me $5,000 from his profit. Thank you, parents. With this extra money, which route should I take? Should I save it? Putting in saving, don't touch it. Pay off credit card debt, yes. So you're in baby step 2, so that's where you apply it. Oh, you have 3K in debt only. So then that leaves you 2. Okay, so then that would be the start of your, if you only have 3K in debt, you pay it off. And then you start your full emergency fund with the remaining 2K of it. You don't save it for 5 months of rent. You don't do all that. All this is debt leverage. Again, when you keep debt around or take out debt, to do something else with the money that you could use to not take the debt out, or not have the debt any longer, that's called debt leverage. And Mr. Ramsey is not for that. So a lot of financial advisors advise that stuff, but they do not have millions of documented success stories to their credit, as does Mr. Ramsey. So take that as you will and make your choice wisely. He chose poorly. That's from Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. No, I like the smartest decision financially. Follow baby steps. You apply it to baby step 2. Speaking of Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Excellent. I liked it just as much as any of the other Indiana Jones movies. Excellent. Highly recommend. Super Medic 112. Extra money. Again. Nice. Dad died in February. Condolences on that. She was just now notified. I thought I said noticed. That she would receive payment of about $6,000 a month for the next 10 years. Wow. I guess that was in the will. We have no debt and have 6 months as I have an emergency fund. She has asked me for advice, but admittedly, I have no idea. Too much bourbon. I don't drink. My family is pretty poor due to bad life/money decisions. Our plan so far is 5,500 in a Roth for her and 20,500 in a 401k. But we are left with 22,000. Since the money is from her dad's death, I'm trying to make sure it stays with her. Okay, I have no claim, nor does she owe me anything. It's all hers. Well, when we're married, everything is ours. So I understand you want to take care of her first. That's fine, but you would follow the baby steps with you. So if you have an emergency fund, then you're on investing, and so do at least 15% make sure you're doing that out of the income, at least, if you haven't already done that. But I mean, as far as maxing this year in the Roth and the 401k, if you can max it at work with it being so little time left, I don't know if you can say, go ahead and max that out and don't give me that much in my check. I'm not sure if you can do that or not. But yeah, definitely do that. But then you would be addressing steps 5 and 6 if you own a house as well. But got told for 5 days straight they couldn't take the call. Well, that depends on, partly depends on what time you call. Call right around a little bit before even 2 p.m. Eastern time, because that is when the phones are open, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern, and probably about 20 minutes to 5 Eastern, or something like that, 15 or 20 minutes before 5, they probably have enough calls already on hold. And so you probably can't get in after that point anyway. So if you call too late, you can't get it. A lot of people are confused because the video is 2 hours delayed. It starts at 4 p.m. Eastern time. But the live radio show / phone open hours are 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern time. And so that would be it. But sorry you couldn't get in that. But again, with extra money, you apply it to whatever baby step you're on. And so assuming if you have emergency fund, assuming you don't have any debt, if so, you would do the baby steps in order and pay off debt. But assuming you don't have any, you could put some. If you don't have a house, you could put some for down payment. You could max out 2023 in your retirement accounts, or open them if you haven't and max them out for the year. Definitely. And address kid college if you have kids. And the rest you would put on your house if you're investing 15%. So you just apply, again, any extra money, you apply to whatever baby step you're on. 6 minutes. Oh, I forgot to go back to the thing. Oh, okay. Forgot to go back to my stream to check if there was anything being chatted. It's not. Everybody fell asleep. Friends that do nothing, or friends that don't thug. Okay. If you're friends of P, well then you're friends with me. If you're down with P, then you're down with me. That is the Rentals. That would be a Razer side project back from the 90s. Experian customer service calls. This particular episode a few days back when a woman called about a password issue with Experian and couldn't help but laugh out loud. Why did she call Dave Ramsey for a customer service issue with Experian? How did that call get through the screeners? They probably wanted to tell her, why does she care about what her credit score is? Maybe that's what the screener thought about that. Don't know. Xander. Florida Flaps. Has anyone gotten auto insurance through Xander? Was it worth it? I've always gone through captive agents, but want to try it out. Try it out. Yeah, I haven't done anything with them. Dave has recommended them. for many years, way back on the radio, probably 2 decades or so, I think. He has been recommending Xander, and I can't remember who it is, but it's either Xander or Churchill Mortgage that is now the renter of Financial Peace Plaza, their current location before they built the brand new studio. Inevitable Analyst 929. Net worth of people in their late 20s. Okay, so I mean, it's all right to see like what people are doing, like to get a guideline to know if you're behind or not. But I mean, it really doesn't matter what other people are doing, especially because most people, maybe especially in the 20s, they're not addressing their net worth yet. So let's see what we got here. Fiance and I are 29, have estimated net worth about $450,000. I bet that puts you in the highest. Let's do another Google. What is it? Let's see. Let's do age 30 since they said that. Age 30. Average net worth. 30s, it says it's 275, 413. So you're doing better than that. So, but this is it might be by for one person. I don't know if it includes couples or not, if it involves that. But so that's another variable that you have in there. But you're right. You're like right there then, even if it would have to be both of you combined in that, where each of you make 275. You're in the ballpark. So located in central Canada. Just wondering how others are tracking who are around our age. There you go. If possible, also located in Canada. Right. I mean, that doesn't, I mean, that just a Google search like that should give you an idea. And other than that, you don't think about it. 70K was inherited. Doesn't matter. No kid yet. Finished paying off consumer debt last week. Excellent. So you're on baby step 6. Excellent. 277K investments. Put the inherited money into there. Dave would have, if you're doing 15% out of your checks for investment, Dave would have put that on the house instead. But let's see what else they have. Anything else? Oh, 160K left on the mortgage, so that's a debt. And they have 16K cash for emergency fund. Yeah, so guess what? I would say you are probably better off than 75% of people age 30. I mean, that's just a guess, but because a lot of people do stupid with money, and so you even paying attention to it for somebody is, I mean, that's a big percentage of it don't pay attention to it, and so many live paycheck to paycheck. So even if they do have a higher net worth living paycheck to paycheck, you're not doing that, so you're ahead of them. So net worth might be kind of overrated. It's whether you have financial peace or not. Oh man, let's see. Which way do I need to go with this? Towards there a little bit. Because I see that my logo is on my face a little bit. There we go. That's better. That's where it should have been the whole time. Alrighty. Lazy Extremist, what time? 9 o'clock. Okay, last one. Lazy Extremist, pay monthly interest or more to Prince. Student loans. I had a change in student loan servicer, maybe. The new one, Nelnet, is not auto-paying the interest across my 5 loans of my parents. It allows me to pay the minimum payment to one loan at a time, neglecting the other loans should I choose. There's no minimum for the other loans because I'm far ahead of the payment plan. Okay, great. So I could put $0 toward them if I want with no penalty. Would you keep paying 100% towards one loan at a time? Yes. This is allowing the interest balance to accrue over time for the other loans. Oh, meaning someday I'm going to need to drop a chunk of money to pay the growing interest. No, then do put minimums on them then. So if there's interest, you want to put minimums on them. That was easy. So I'll do one more. Day in 13 thread. This one is a frequent poster here on the Ramsey subreddit. Baby step 2 flyer. Does the inside of a restaurant include fast food? While in baby step 2, title summing it up, but let's say you aren't able to eat at home and or don't have a lunch packed. The answer is have a lunch pack. Should fast food be eliminated or included as part of baby step 2? My wife and I had Chipotle, and my son had Chipotle once or twice a month while we were paying off debt. So that is a restaurant. So, and if you want to call me ish for that, go ahead. But like, we didn't do it every couple days. We didn't do it every week. So, but yeah, you just wanna make sure you're not doing it consistently. To go through and you know, you can't justify it by you not having a lunch pack, because if you don't have a lunch pack, that means you didn't pack your lunch. And pack your lunch. They make things called coolers. You know. And I took lunch to work in a cooler every day. Again, from day in 13 threat. What would Dave do? Flare annual, semi-annual subscriptions that renew less frequently than once a month are the bane of my every dollar budget. How do you account for these types of subscriptions and budget accordingly? You can do that. You can divide the total. Like when I budget, like for average, I use a Google Sheet. Hashtag spreadsheet for my budget. I tried every dollar. I like my spreadsheet better. What would they do? Flare here again. But yeah, so like it gives you an idea. I have the annual subscriptions for stuff like $100 a year. My son and I share the account for what is it? EA Play Pro, and we that is $100 a year. Like I said, because they make the Star Wars games as well and other games as well. My son plays a lot of Sims, and so if you buy 2 games in a year, that would pay for that subscription, and it gives you access to a lot more games. And so I would always buy Madden every year, and then maybe a Star Wars game. So that right there gives it to you. And then sometimes they have extra games, and so that's just what we call gravy on the biscuit. So yes, I do that, and you budget it. And so I divide that 100 by 12 months, and that's how much I know that it would be going to that in a monthly budget if I tracked it out like that. You know, of course, in real life, I can just cash flow that in the month that it happens. So let's see what else, and we'll make this one the last one. Bane my every dollar. I divide the total subscription amount by the number of months, right? Until renewal, save a small amount each month to have enough money to cover them all. Not include them in the monthly budget until the month they are due, and add the lump sum into that month's budget. And that's more like what I do. Now, again, I have the monthly amount that is going out and the monthly amount that's coming in. And so what I would have in that, I would have the monthly fee of it, basically, the $100 divided by 12. So I would have that in there. So I'm aware of that, but I don't actually put it in each successive months budget. I just put it in the month that it's due. So I'm aware of it, so I know that I'll have it, and I just cash flow it that month. And that's the beauty of being past baby step 2. Baby step 3 even. And so then you don't have to make sure you save that much every month. So then you'll have it. I know I'll have it anyway, because I can my extra every month is above $100, so I can definitely handle that. And so that's the beauty, and that is what we call also financial peace. Alrighty, so that's been 2 hours, fun times here on the Ramsey Coach Show. This has been what, episode 44? It says right there, and so episode 45 again will be on a week from tomorrow, a week from Sunday, on Sunday the it is the 4th to 11th. On Sunday the 12th is when the next Ramsey Coach will be. And then, let's pull them up. Upcoming, yes. So we have Ramsey Coach, Coach Steve Money. Most of the time it's going to be Saturdays. Except when there's a OH game on Saturday night. And maybe there might be a Washington Commanders game, but on Saturdays. But I don't think they start up Saturday games until December, when there's not really as much college ball, because there's all that time off before the bowl games and the playoffs. But yeah, Sundays 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Central. Except the next week it'll be on November 12th, Sunday, instead of Saturday the 11th. Ramsey Show After Show. The next 2 of those will be November 16th, which is a Thursday, and Thanksgiving Day, November 23rd, which is also a Thursday, and that will start right after the Ramsey Show video ends, approximately 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central. Generally, it goes till about 5 minutes after the hour, or something like that. Ready, and my plugs one more time. I am Coach Steve Money, and I am a Ramsey Solutions certified financial coach. And if you've got money problems, or you just want to make sure you're on the right track, you can schedule a free, no strings attached, financial coaching consultation / assessment with me at calendly.com/Coach Steve Money. You make that appointment there, and then I will be notified, and I will get in touch with you and give you a little bit of homework to get some numbers together for me, and then we can make that appointment happen. And then we'll do that over video conferencing. Usually I use Google Meet for that, but since that is video conferencing, you can be anywhere in the world for that. So take advantage of that. It's free. Email me about coaching or anything on my YouTube channel, CoachSteveMoney@gmail.com. Channel donations, go to paypal.me/CoachSteveMoney. Thank you very much for those. You can add me on the gram at Coach Steve Money, and the YouTube channel is, of course, youtube.com/Coach Steve Money. Don't forget about my music playlist, where I have 6 or 7 Ramsey adjacent songs. And I'm not a singer. That's not my normal job. If any of you people are singers and can sing better than me, which would be probably most of the planet, I invite you can get in touch with me, and I can give you the link to the exact same music that I use for the songs, and you can record yourself singing. And like, for example, I would love to hear somebody singing the Baby Steppin' song, which is sung by a female. The original version, Dua Lipa, it's her song Levitating, and I changed it to Baby Steppin'. And would love to hear a female sing that, or any of my other songs. And just email me, coachstevemoney@gmail.com, and we will make that happen as well. And if you just want me to hear it, that's fine. If you don't mind if I play it on live stream, I would do that as well. And give you due credit, of course. Alrighty. And with that, that's Coach Steve Money out. And make smart financial decisions every day. Thank you so much for watching.